Welcome to Sheriff's Talk, a public affairs program of KWN TV7. Join us every week as we talk various aspects of law enforcement and how important it is for the citizens and law enforcement to work together. Now join us for another edition of Sheriff Talk on KWN Live and Local TV Channel 7.
Skip that just a minute.
All right, do what, Sheriff? Hey, good day. Welcome to Sheriff Talk here on KWN TV, and we welcome you back, and welcome you back to the program. Sheriff Burnett's not going to be able to be with us on this segment of the show. Texting late last night. This sheriffing stuff sometimes gets in the way of everything.
It does. It gets in the way of the show, doesn't it, sometimes?
I know last week you wasn't here. You had to go to some type of meeting. I can't remember what it was.
I can't either.
Control board.
Yeah, the control
DTF.
board and the drug task force.
Good deal. Well, of course, you were here, Cindy, last week, and we talked a lot about, law and order and the things like that, and that continues to be a problem.
It does.
In this country, and I'm sure we'll talk about it today coming up. We've got baseball that's going to be starting, and let's end on a good positive note at the end of the show. But is there anything that you want to kick off today, Sheriff? Talking about anything that might be a pertinent issue?
I'm just proud of my employees. They're doing a great job. Cindy, I don't know if you talked about this last week, but she's now moved over as my secretary. Marianne retired,
I think 2 weeks ago actually we had she come on and
still doing investigations
and talked about that.
She's playing a double role. She's doing both. So.
Well, that's good use of the assets that we have for the county.
Yes.
There you go. There you go. Listen, I want to talk to you about that. To the point of the folks that are out on the road, because Monday we kicked off the 5-state safety initiative with Georgia, Alabama, Tennessee, Florida, and Kentucky. I think is the 5.
I think it is,
5, and they have been out in full force. Now, I had to go to Ringgold yesterday evening, and as I was coming back, I probably saw 3 or 4 folks that were getting a
visit.
A visit about what Georgia and Tennessee law is. Was pulled over on the side of the road. I've already seen folks here in Trenton that have been over on the side of the road this morning. So there is really a concentrated effort of law enforcement for summertime traffic enforcement.
Well, and the main reason is to save lives. That's what we're sworn to do. So whether it's speeding or seatbelts or whatever, we're trying to do the best we can at stopping fatalities. So that's one of the big initiatives that we have.
One of the things that I thought was, there's always with this COVID-19, they say, well, this is happening because of this. One of the things that I heard this week, we are driving faster because of COVID-19. Do you realize that?
Oh, because of COVID-19?
Yes.
Trying to
can you explain that?
Because there's less traffic on the roads. People are driving faster.
They're not keeping up with traffic that normally goes through there, I guess.
Yeah, more people are working from home, so there's less traffic on the roads. The folks that are on the roads are driving faster and breaking the speed limit.
Well,
I don't know who came up with that, but I did hear that was a problem.
It could be true, especially in Atlanta, because normally it takes forever, and I guess they're now just zipping right through.
Speeding is now a COVID-19 issue. It was just funny to me how they
coincide all
trying
that
to
together.
make everything
Put
into
it all
a
together.
COVID issue, but because there's less folks driving, we're
We're
driving
faster.
faster on the road.
I'm not driving any faster on the road with less traffic. Are you?
No, I mean, I drove through Chattanooga. You can't drive fast through Chattanooga.
No, especially on the ridge cut.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's awful.
From about Browns Ferry Road to the
Past
Georgia
the
State
split,
line coming
yeah.
south, or Hamilton Place going north.
Yeah.
You can't drive
No,
fast.
you cannot. No, you can't.
And in some areas you can't even drive safely.
Yeah, you're right about that.
And then
You get
of
run
course,
over.
depending on the time of the day, it's a parking lot. But I mean, that was in a news story that they said that we were speeding because of COVID-19. We were driving faster.
I don't see a big reduction in. I mean, I did it first when COVID first came out, but now traffic's kind of back to
Picking
normal
back
to me.
up.
I mean, it's
Well, definitely in Dade County it is.
yeah. Well,
Back to normal.
I'm going toward Chattanooga.
Yeah.
I see a lot of traffic on interstates, but I guess they have their tolls that they take.
Speaking of traffic, I know how's Sergeant Hartline?
Oh, he's doing great. He's back at work, fully recovered, and doing a great job.
And we're talking about one of the Dade County officers. 2 of the patrol cars were actually struck, assisting a motorist on I-24, and the tractor trailer kind of clipped him, and everybody was extremely lucky.
Well, they actually went in front of the tractor trailer. The tractor trailer clipped them because they actually clipped the tractor trailer,
Now,
according to GSP.
Yeah, no, we're not talking about our officer. We're talking about
Oh, you talking about the officer?
I'm talking about the vehicle that struck the tractor trailer,
So it was
Yeah.
actually the car and not the tractor trailer.
The car caused the accident.
not the police
yes.
car.
Okay. Well, I knew that there was a car that was like maybe waving in and out of traffic, and
Yeah.
and I had heard, and I haven't seen the video. Y'all may have, that it was actually caught on video.
It was.
It is.
Yeah.
Body cam.
You
She
know.
was coming in out of the lane of traffic and clipped in front of the tractor trailer, which spun her around into the patrol cars.
Well, it was, obviously there was several people transported there, but all extremely lucky on something that could have been
Oh, yeah.
very, very bad.
Yeah.
Very. I mean, you can see the tractor trailer when she clipped him or her. There was a female driving the tractor trailer. You can see. I don't know if you can see my hands, but here's the car. The tractor trailer, it's in front. I mean, it's just pushing her. I mean, she's this way. The tractor trailer is this way, and she probably went, I don't know, a good 100 feet.
Wow.
No, 100 yards. I'm sorry, not feet.
If the
So-
patrol car hadn't been there, those people would have probably been hurt.
Yeah, if they'd survived.
Yeah.
And then you had another patrol car that was involved in an accident just a few days later. I don't know the exact date.
Previously.
Previously,
Yeah.
maybe it was
Yeah.
right before that. That's right.
That was Newsom.
Yeah. So it's not been a good time, and all of these vehicles they weren't moving; they were sitting still.
Yes.
I think one was in a construction zone.
We were, yeah.
Like that. That just shows how dangerous it is to be able to slow down in those construction zones. And the 2 up on 24, the 2 patrol cars up on 24, they were well off the road.
Yes, they were.
And changing a flat tire, and I guess everybody was really extremely lucky.
Very.
One thing that would help a lot is when they see lights, especially blue lights or red lights from ambulance or fire, take your foot off the accelerator, slow down, because you don't know what's actually. It's hard to tell, especially at nighttime when they're 100 yards away, if they're partially in the roadway or what. So the thing that would help most is to slow down.
Well, I know that Duval was in the roadway yesterday evening. I was coming back. It was probably about 8 o'clock, and he had stopped behind a tractor trailer that was having some mechanical problems on Highway 11 inside the city. And he was out slowing folks down to basically, one lane.
Yeah.
Because the tractor trailer was partially out on Highway 11. And I couldn't see his car because it was parked behind the truck, but I saw him. And he was in the roadway on my side of the road, on the southbound lane, slowing us down and directing us down to one lane. But a lot of times you can't see that. I mean, had it been at night, I could have probably seen it. But I mean,
Yeah.
his patrol car was behind the truck, and I saw the truck. And then as I got closer, I could see the patrol car. But you never
But I'm
know.
sure you slowed down.
Oh,
To see what
absolutely.
was
I mean,
going.
everybody was going through, 5 or 10, 15 miles an hour, to
That's
get
good.
through there.
That's good.
But all 3 states have a move over law.
Yes.
And that's not a suggestion. That's a law.
Exactly.
Can they always move over? No, of course not, because you're going to sometimes have traffic beside you, but they can always slow down. So that's, in my opinion, that's the biggest thing is the speed, and last minute reaction time can be fatal sometimes. So.
Well, you got the 26th, I think, is when this Operation Southern Shield, I believe it's called, is going to be going on. So whether you go, Florida, Kentucky, Tennessee, Georgia, and Alabama, there's going to be plenty of folks out. They're going to be looking, county, city, state. They're going to be looking for violations of traffic violations. Be able to do that. Stay with us. We're going to take our first break. Stay with us as Sheriff Talk continues.
Hi, I'm Mike Cameron, conservative candidate for Georgia House District 1 in the August 11th runoff. First, let me thank the folks that voted for me and supported me in the June 9th election. I really appreciate it, and I hope I can depend on your vote on August 11th. For those of you who didn't vote for me, I would really love to have your vote and your support. I will go down to Atlanta and represent your conservative beliefs and values in the Georgia General Assembly. I would love to have your vote and your support on August 11th. Thank you so much.
Landers McLarty Ford, Fort Payne, Alabama, home of America's hardest working truck. Right now, all 2020 Ford Rangers on sale with 0% financing for 72 months. Ford 2020 F-150 STX truck, 0% APR for 72 months. See dealer for details and additional fees. Medical professionals and first responders take an additional $500 bonus cash. Landers McLarty Ford, 1916 Glen Boulevard Southwest, Fort Payne, Alabama. Shop online, LandersMcLartyFordFortPayne.net.
The big jet fly. We're caught in a trap. One of these nights, love will keep us together. In the name of love. Ow, seize our breath. Ow. Wouldn't it be nice if we were older? The big jet fly. WFI.
The Moore family name has built a legacy of trust, compassion, and peace of mind by standing with families during time of loss. Now in our 70th year, the Moore family commitment grows even stronger, from affordable, traditional services to cremation. Our experienced staff stands ready to follow through on you and your family's wishes. Since 1945, the Moore family of funeral homes, North Sand Mountain and Trenton, always dedicated to those we serve. Come hungry and leave satisfied at Cloud's Pizza, Highway 71 in Higdon. Cloud's Pizza uses only the freshest ingredients, and we hand toss our own pizza dough. Our pizzas are made from scratch when you order, so they're always fresh. And don't forget about our famous Sand Mountain cheese sticks. You can eat from the daily buffet or try a mouth-watering hamburger or cheeseburger. Come see your friends at Cloud's Pizza, Highway 71 in Higdon, and never leave hungry. Call ahead at 597-3100 for Cloud's Pizza. Visit us on Facebook at Cloud's Pizza and more.
Come see us at Cloud's Pizza.
So there you are, shuffling through a stack of resumes, and you come to mine. This is it. First impression. My way in. But here's the thing. Can my resume show you how I truly stand out? Can one piece of paper really tell you my whole story? Like that I was studying, going to night school while working 2 jobs just to help my parents pay for groceries. Or how anytime there was an opportunity, I was the first one to step up. Because I wasn't gonna let my life, my circumstances dictate who I was gonna become. And all of that determination, the commitment, the drive, that's me. And that's something you just can't put on paper. Look beyond the resume, and discover new ways to develop great talent, like me.
When I was growing up, my mom was extremely tidy. We were trained to put things back where we got them from. One day, when I walked into my mom's house, I felt like I walked to someone else's house. There was stuff everywhere. And just growing up the way I grew up and to see this transition was very alarming.
When Sean talked to me, it was a wake-up call, and that's when I went to the doctor.
Back to Sheriff Talk here on KWN TV on this really hot July week.
It's very warm.
Very weak.
Very
I know
humid.
you wanted to talk a little bit about the temperatures and being hot. You got a lot of elderly. Some people don't have fans to keep that circulating. Even though sometimes we get a heat index over 100, just a single box fan can really help a lot to circulate the air.
Yes. Yeah. Please check on the elderly. If you have neighbors that are shut in and can't get out, just check on them because it is so hot. And I know they can get heat stroke, heat exhaustion, even just walking to the mailbox, some of them. So just check on them. And if they need fans, if you can't afford one, give us a call. We'll see what we can do, if we can try to find some. But I just worry about the elderly and some of the disabled that can't get out.
And a lot of them are intentionally staying in, and they
Yes.
may not realize that this heat is a
It's
potential deadly problem as well.
exactly.
It is. And whatever you do, please remember your children in the cars.
Yes.
Don't forget and leave your child in the car, in a locked car, in this heat, because it won't take long at all.
No. Not even your pets.
Yeah, that's not, the pets, but the children.
Oh, the children.
Yeah, and I understand. I mean, there's been a lot of devastating parents that have forgot. I mean, and I don't know how they can live, but obviously they're having to live with a mistake that that they've never wanted to happen.
Exactly.
I mean, it's just
It's a
terrible.
tragic mistake.
Terrible. So, and there's some cars that are coming out, I think, with some type of detection, and I'm not really sure the technology that's available now, but I'm sure that they're
there's all kind of technology now in new cars. So.
be able to do that. I want to kind of switch gears a little bit. The heat definitely an issue. Several businesses in Dade County started mask mandates for patrons, and there's been a little bit of discussion. We all grew up in an era where shirt and shoes was required for entrance. And a private business has the right to refuse anyone from coming in their door. And we've seen this show is first being aired on Tuesday. CVS started on Monday. Ingles starts today on Tuesday. Food City starts on Wednesday. The mask requirement, even though it's not a requirement by the government in the state of Georgia.
And they can because it's a private business.
Yeah, just keep that in mind. And of course, and I know you've been monitoring this since the very beginning, Sheriff, because we talked about it, and I know you'd been on the COVID-19 updates that the county had. At the beginning when the governor issued his executive order, there is a line in there that basically says this is going to be. The executive order is going to be followed in the entire state of Georgia. It's not going to be varied. The attorneys even put in there the fact that no city nor county could add to that ordinance or the executive order or take anything away. And thus, we've seen here in the last week or so a number of cities enact mask mandatory orders, and the governor has been quick to say they're not enforceable.
Exactly.
Because they're not my executive order.
You can't add to it, right.
They can't add to that. And he's even went as far as the state attorney general has filed suit against the largest, the city, capital city.
Yeah.
I guess he's doing that instead of filing suit against all of them. Because I think you were telling me there's a number of cities.
Yeah, it was Atlanta, Augusta, Rome, and Savannah. So
I think you're
far.
going to see more of those lawsuits. I know Tennessee, the governor there is not mandating
Right.
it, but on the other hand, Alabama
Mayor
Governor
did.
Ivey has mandated it. So these that go against these orders, I think there'll probably be more lawsuits.
And then Hamilton County,
The mayor.
the mayor, which is run, it basically it would be an executive
City.
in the state of in say Dade County. So they're just called a mayor with the Hamilton County Commission, but because they've got their own health department in Hamilton County, the local health department is asking to put a mandate on masks in Hamilton County. And the governor of Tennessee, from what I understand, has allowed them to do that if they wish, but he is not going to mandate
Right.
everybody. So therefore, Knoxville, Chattanooga, Nashville, and Memphis all have mandatory mask
Masks
orders
requirements, yes.
in the counties and the states, and that's why you're not seeing it everywhere in the state,
Right.
because he says I'm not going to mandate it, but the counties that have their own health departments can if they see fit, and I guess obviously they have, but the governor, instead of suing, and we're talking about the state of Georgia, instead of suing all of the big cities, Augusta, the ones Savannah, he's chose just to sue the one in capital city. You know.
Yeah.
You're smiling.
Well, my thought just totally went out of my head. I was going to ask a
done that.
question, and it's
I've-
like it was just
I've
gone.
done that,
What happened to the heat? Coronavirus being killed by the heat. It was supposed to be gone by the summer.
you know, I don't know.
I'm curious.
I mean, obviously, as we know, testing has went 100-fold better. I mean, you can get tested anytime for any reason. And at the beginning, you remember you could only, if you had a symptom,
Right.
and you could only get it if you were a healthcare or emergency provider. Now, you can go by 2 or 3 times a week and get tested if you like. Each county has got it. Dade County's Monday through Thursday, or Monday through Friday every morning.
Yeah.
From like
8 to
8:30 till noon or something.
Yeah, I think till noon.
It's free testing. So there's so many more people getting tested. And then the cases have continued to rise. The only good thing, the death rate continues to go
Yes.
down.
Yeah.
So, you know, we have seen a spike in the Hamilton County area. Matter of fact, I was reading this morning, you know, as far as hospitalizations, it's the highest that they've had,
That's what I've heard.
you know. So
That is
you
what
know,
I've heard.
I apologize for that, and for the and for Chris, who just called me. I'm on the TV show, so let me call you back. Sorry about that. All right. Nothing
Live
like,
TV.
Nothing like live TV. All right, good deal. But I don't know, to answer your question. Have you heard, Sheriff?
No, haven't.
I just remember talking about, it'll be gone by the summer because the heat's going to kill it.
Yeah.
And I was
guess-
hoping it would. At least most of it.
Well, I mean, you know, we did find out yesterday, and we'll talk about some sports coming up. We're going to take another break here this morning. I do want to get you to touch on, we talked about it last week, but the cooperation with multi-state operations. We had a pretty large one here about a week ago. I want to talk to you about that when we come back. Stay with us. Lots more to come on Sheriff Talk here on KWN TV.
What are you? Chicken? We are Guthrie's Restaurant.
Here at Guthrie's, we're happy to announce that dine-in is once again available. We're following all CDC and state guidelines to bring you dine-in service at all 3 of our Chattanooga area Guthrie's locations. No time to dine in? You can still take advantage of drive-through and take-out orders at our locations in Trenton, Ringgold, and Signal Mountain. Go get Guthrie's. It's always good.
Guthrie's Restaurant in Trenton, Ringgold, and Signal Mountain, and at Guthrie'sChicken.com.
The best chicken finger sauce in the world!
Many large firms assign one lawyer to prepare your case for early settlement, another lawyer to work the case while it's being litigated in court, and yet even another lawyer to conduct the jury trial if necessary. Some firms actually pass their cases off to other firms for trial. Effective settlement presentations and effective jury trials require a lawyer to know you and your case intimately from start to finish. Bringing 65 years of combined trial experience, attorneys Sean Richardson and Marshall Bandy will be by your side from the day you retain the firm until the last day of trial if necessary. The Bandy firm will be with you every step of the way. If you have been injured due to the negligence of another, call the Bandy firm today. They will be with you every step of the way. The Bandy firm, 706-935-STEP, or on the web at bandylaw.com. The Bandy firm, every step of the way. 706-935-STEP. That's 706-935-7837.
Can you gig it? Oh, yes, you can. We know you've been waiting for a long time, and now Tennessee Valley Net is bringing it to you. Gigabit internet service now available in certain areas of Dade County. Not just fast, super fast internet service now available from Tennessee Valley Net. People are talking, I mean really smiling about gig speed internet available in limited areas from Tennessee Valley Net. Call today at 706-657-4367 or log on at tvn.net and see if gig speed is available where you are. We know you'll gig it from Tennessee Valley Net.
At GNTC, you can get your college degree virtually debt-free. Georgia Northwestern is affordable and convenient. We have over 200 course offerings in business, health, industrial, and public service. Earn your degree, diploma, or certificate online or at one of our 6 campus locations across Northwest Georgia. Fall admissions deadline is July 27. Visit us at gntc.edu. Georgia Northwestern Technical College. Succeed sooner.
Get it.
Get it. Get it.
Give your town a reason to celebrate, because every Goodwill item you bring home brings job training and more to your community. Goodwill. Bring good home.
Eva Marie smoked 12,000 packs of cigarettes over 15 years. She quit, and now there's a new lung cancer screening that could save her life. You stopped smoking. Now start screening. No matter how much you smoked, early detection could save you. Talk to your doctor or learn more at savedbythescan.org.
Have you written a book? You can become a published author with Dorrance Publishing, the nation's oldest publishing services company. Our professional team will edit your text, design your book pages, and create an appealing, eye-catching custom cover. Plus, our authors benefit from a custom book promotion marketing campaign that makes your book available where people buy books, like Amazon and brick-and-mortar bookstores. So make this free call right now to claim your free author's guide to publishing. Call right now.
Back down to KWN Sheriff Talk. Some of the conversations during the commercial break. But so the multi-jurisdiction. We've always. I mean, we live in a very unique area where you have law enforcement and different type of laws in Tennessee. Law enforcement, different type in Alabama, here in Georgia. But I do applaud this area and your department, Bo's department, everybody's department for working together. It seems to work very well.
Works very well. Last, what day was that? Cindy, do you remember? During the first of the week, Monday or Tuesday, remember. We had 3 suspects, fugitives. Actually 3 fugitives. One of them had a warrant here, but the other 2 were fugitives from Marion County. And I wish Bo was here. We could talk about it a little better. But I was at a meeting coming back, and U.S. Marshals were on their way here, and with ATF and several agencies. I think we had probably close to 50 officers total, if not more. We met trying to catch these fugitives. THP had a chopper in the air. I ended up calling GSP Aviation, and had another chopper that was fixing to be on the way. These subjects fled from a home. It
was out on Worley Chapel Road.
Yeah,
We talked a lot
Worley
about
Chapel.
it.
Yeah. And one guy hit the woods, and we tracked him down, caught him. The other two fled, and we did not catch them at this time. I'm certain we're going to. But we had K9s and everybody there, but they kind of got out of the perimeter before we got it set up. But all the help from these other agencies was just amazing. You know, how quick they got there and how everybody worked together. So it's
well, I think
great.
that's the key to it, is working together. And I think it's really hopefully sent a message to the criminal element in Tennessee, Georgia, and Alabama, this tri-state area. I can't remember exactly. We talked about this last week, but somebody had posted on the story that we'd put up, basically saying that Dade County and Marion County don't mess around.
Yeah, we don't play.
We don't. That's right. They don't play.
Somebody said something here a while back about, well, you've only got so many officers. I said, yeah, that may be true, but I can have an old cavalry here in just a minute, matter of minutes.
And I think what Bo was telling us last week, that the helicopter was actually flying in his county for marijuana eradication, and had found a couple of spots that they were. But when this started happening, he just got in touch with them, and they flew on down to Georgia, out on So I mean, that's the cooperation that you really have to have.
Yeah, and little do people know the technology involved. We had a phone guy, we call him the phone guy, there that can in a mobile vehicle that can tap into phones, whatever he needs to do, computers, whatever. And he was in the area and found out where he pinged on his phone that where they were held up at, and it was the right area too. So it's just amazing what all they have, that technology that we can get in here pretty quick.
Well, I know that y'all have a quarterly meeting between Alabama, Georgia, and Tennessee, and that's really paid off. And I mean, shows like this where we have different law enforcement agencies from different states or whatever. You and Bo have a very good relationship.
Very
I mean, y'all see each other on a weekly basis most time.
And talk to each other all the time on the phone. And as we do the other sheriffs.
Right.
And that includes Alabama sheriffs, Tennessee, Walker County, Catoosa County, Chattooga County. We're all always on the phone with each other, talking about stuff coming back and forth through our counties.
Well, I think and that's things like that has to happen because of the uniqueness that we have.
Yeah. Hamilton County has been a great help. They had 2 or 3 guys up here the other day, and I called Jim Hammond, sheriff, and thanked him for sending them down there. Just great guys. One of the sergeants has always worked well with us up there. He's a K9 officer, and I just can't thank them enough, the help they give us.
Well, I mean, I think, of course, these happen to be Tennessee, if you will, fugitives from Marion and Sequatchie County. I think one of them had some warrants out of Hamilton County. There was a stolen car found on the premises out there on 301 or Worthy Chapel Road in that area. I think, I don't know who counted, but I was told like there was 28 patrol cars.
There was.
I
counted.
That's a lot. That's a lot of manpower.
It is.
And a lot of vehicles in that area.
That's right.
Able to do that.
And, I think it may have gone different too, like with the dogs tracking. It was just so hot, they just can't go like they can go when it's cooler.
Yeah.
I mean, they tire out faster.
Right. There was just, I think, Bo maybe, Sheriff Burnett was talking the fact that, 20, 30 minutes on a dog, in the hot, the heat and everything, and they're just like
out.
us. I mean, they just wear out.
They do.
So they can go strong for, short periods of time.
Yes.
That's like we are. You don't want to have to run anybody for a long, long time in this weather.
Right.
I don't want to have to run anybody anyway.
Well, I mean, obviously it happens.
I walk it. But
It happens. It happens that way. Got another break coming up. Stay with us. Lots more to come here on Sheriff Talk.
the power to work. That's what you get with genuine Husqvarna products. And now through the Husqvarna Fleet Program at York Small Engines, you also have the power to get free Husqvarna Power products. Purchase a Husqvarna 52-inch Z400 Series zero-turn mower and get a free backpack blower, plus a free string trimmer. Then you'll be ready to take on the great outdoors with the power of Husqvarna. The Husqvarna Fleet Program at York Small Engine is the clear choice for great value and superior performance. See the full line of quality Husqvarna products at York Small Engines, located on Highway 41 in Jasper. Stop in and see the new Husqvarna Fleet packages, or give them a call at 942-3965. With your new Husqvarna 52-inch Z400 Series zero-turn mower, you'll get a free backpack blower and free string trimmer. For a limited time, get no down payment and 0% financing, available up to 48 months. See dealer for details. Husqvarna, the power to get it done.
Looking around your home thinking it may be time for a new look? Let Comfort Gallery in Kimball help you make perfect choices for every room in your home. Living room, bedroom, dining room suites from all the major furniture manufacturers. If we don't have what you need in the store, browse our full-color interactive kiosk to find exactly what you need. And don't forget a new mattress set. After all, sleeping well makes everything better. At Comfort Gallery, we offer free delivery and setup, 1 year free layaway, and 6 and 12 months same as cash. Comfort Gallery, 780 Main Street, 1 mile north of I-24, exit 152A in Kimball, Tennessee.
Rising Fawn Hardware is your place for all your gardening needs. Seeds, onion sets, cabbage, strawberry plants, and more. A complete line of home hardware items, too. Everything for the house, including plumbing, hardware, and metal roofs. Plus, Rising Fawn Hardware has everything you need for your livestock, including name brands like Nutria, Tucker, and Faithway. Always with a hometown atmosphere, it's Rising Fawn Hardware. 4300 Highway 11 South in Rising Fawn. Open 8 in the morning till 6 at night, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, and 8 to noon on Wednesday. Even open on Saturday from 8 until 4. Rising Fawn Hardware.
A small bank with big service. Citizens Bank and Trust, offering a wide range of services, including online banking. Pay your bills, manage your account anytime, 24 hours a day. Your account balance is only a phone call away as well at 657-1234. Or visit our convenient locations. Lookout Mountain, Georgia, Higdon, Alabama, or our main branch on Highway 11 in Trenton. Citizens Bank and Trust, 657-5678. A community bank that believes in the community. Citizens Bank and Trust. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender. Back now to Sheriff Talk here on KWN TV. And, you know, there's no right answer. And I just happened to think of something during the break and coming back. I do not understand. We talked a bit about the mayor in Atlanta. I do not understand. And I think this was the mayor, Wisconsin, I guess. It bothered me the other day to no end. And when she came out and said, I want the Trump troops out of my city.
Yes.
And that bothered me more than anything because those are United States soldiers.
Yes, they are.
They're not Trump
troops.
troops. I mean, like they're
his personal
army.
Yeah.
How can an American want to call them that? I mean, it just bothers me.
There's no respect. Well, I can't say there's no, but there's not as much respect for people in general. Troops,
These are
law
soldiers.
enforcement, doctors, anybody anymore.
You know, it just as they used to say, this flew all over me.
Well, it infuriates me, these veterans that we have that have served in the military, and how they're being disrespected on a daily basis is just beyond me. And I have highest respect for our military.
Absolutely.
Active military, the ones that we've lost in the wars, and the ones that are serving now. And it's just a disgrace to this country and to those soldiers and those families and what they've sacrificed and the way Americans are treating them now. It's just wrong.
Well, you know, her saying the Trump troops, that just bothered. No, they're American soldiers. They're men and women that have said that they would lay down their life to protect this country
and give us the freedoms we've got.
And they, you know, I just kind of I know that y'all have got a meeting coming up, a training seminar. Is that Thursday, by the way?
It's tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Okay. There's a radio show that that Marshall Bandy has started, along with a 36-year veteran, retired lieutenant from Hamilton County, Max Templeton, Max O'Brien, that he was on the radio, because he was in radio before he was lieutenant with Hamilton County. But they're doing a radio show called The Way to the Badge every week, and it's phenomenal. I listened to the first broadcast this past Saturday morning. It's 10 o'clock, and it's on our local radio station here. It's on radio stations, WFLI AM and FM in Chattanooga, KWN AM and FM. It's called The Way to the Badge. The Ringo radio station is airing it. There's about 6 different ways that you can listen to it.
Mm-hmm.
But the whole hour is a breakdown of where our laws come from, and the rule of law, and how law enforcement officers enforce that law. And it's really a good show, and I was tickled to be able to listen to it this past Saturday. And I know that Marshall Bandy is coming, and he's going to be presenting a class, I guess is the best way to say it, on the law and as it relates to the Constitution, and as it relates to law enforcement, and the biblical principles that are behind the laws that were enacted, not only through the Constitution and our Bill of Rights, but also through the laws that we have today.
Right, and that's what he's going to be talking about tomorrow, and it's going to be a good
It's going to be very good
seminar, I believe.
Well, we've aired some of these things that he's done, like the Constitution. And I like the Constitution says this, the Bible says this, and one of the things that how he was able to take something that I knew in Scripture, and I knew in the Constitution, but he said, this is why we get this. And then, like when Pilate, in the biblical terms, when he asked Jesus, what are you going to say? He remained silent. Well, that's where we get, you have a right to remain silent when you're, it was from the biblical of Jesus not saying a word. And now we have that right through our Constitution and our Bill of Rights to be able to have a right to remain silent.
I did not realize that's where it came from.
That's just so neat.
It is.
Like that too, because, and then search and seizure, where it's better for a person, don't go into their house, they need to bring it out if they owe it. That type. I mean, it's all in Scripture, but that's how our founding fathers took all of that and made it into the foundation of what this country stands for. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I would say so.
Very.
I'm excited to hear it.
We're talking about our military and stuff, and moving over to law enforcement, the way some of these cities are wanting to defund police departments and disgrace them and everything else. We're not seeing as much in the South, hopefully we don't, but I know we've been out to eat a lot of times, and we have people pay for our meals still, and more. I think they're doing it more now than they were before, just because they see what's happening to law enforcement. But I was talking to one of our GBI agents the other day, and he said he and his wife were at a park. I won't say where at. It was not here in Dade County, but they were at a park eating a sandwich, and this guy started pointing at him and cussing at him and said, "Get out of this park with that gun on. I've got kids over here playing," and he was just eating his lunch. And
in uniform.
In uniform, GBI. And his wife just had enough, and she said what she needed to say to the guy, but it was just wrong for him to do that when the guy was just because he's in uniform, wanted to disgrace him like that. And it's just beyond me that how, because the actions of one police officer has caused all this across the nation. And what that officer did was wrong, and every good officer that I know of knows that what he did was wrong, and he should go to prison for it. But why punish every other officer, the good officers that sacrificed their lives and put their...
Well, it to me, it also, it's a shame that this man that was done wrong, that died at the hands of a police officer, that was murdered, and that police officer will be, we have a justice system.
Exactly.
That there has been a certain percentage of folks with their own agenda that has hijacked that incident to try to drive their own agenda at the expense of that of George Floyd.
Yeah. Now the ones that are just protesting, that's their right. They have the right to go out, and if they don't like something, to peacefully protest. That's what it's there for. That's what the First Amendment's there for. And I have no problem with that. It's these rioters and looters that destroying businesses and everything else, and it's just.
And a lot of them aren't from that area.
Yeah, that's what
they're not from there.
America's got to now because of all this.
It is really a
you're right.
sad situation. I mean, it really is, and there is a organized group that is trying to, for their own agenda, utilize something that is terrible, but the justice system will prevail. We've got this country has a wonderful justice system based out of those biblical principles and through the Constitution and the Bill of Rights.
I seen a video on Facebook of a female officer. She was off duty going through McDonald's. I think she wanted to get a breakfast sandwich or something, a cup of coffee, and the day before she'd been in uniform and went up to order, and they told her to pull up, brought her coffee out, didn't bring her sandwich out and stuff, and she was just tore up. She just in tears that you can't even go through McDonald's now without being afraid they're going to do something to your food just because you wear a badge. And it was kind of heartbreaking to see her talking in there, but it's just a shame that that's happening.
We all should be ashamed. I mean, to the point of the men and the women, law and order. If we don't, and President Trump, rightfully so, if you don't have a wall, you don't have a country. If you don't have a border and enforce that border. Yeah. But if you don't have law and order, what do you have? You don't have a society that you can be safe and you feel safe in your home, and is it flawless? No, absolutely not. I mean, we had a federal judge, his family get
her
killed.
Son,
her
son
husband got killed.
Critically injured.
And critically injured was someone just coming to their door.
Dressed as what, FedEx or UPS, I believe?
Right. Can you stop everything? Absolutely not. But without our men and women that y'all do every day, where would we be?
I think we'd be like overseas in some places.
Well, I think Bo Burnett, Sheriff Burnett, last week said, we were talking about there in some of the bigger cities, the moving some of the money out of the police into and having social workers respond to domestic calls. And he said, we're just going to get people killed.
Exactly
what's going to happen. And it has happened. I heard somebody telling today that a social worker went somewhere on a mentally disturbed person. And that's not, and they got there and they ended up getting killed because of that, because they weren't ready for what this guy was going to do. And he killed the social worker. So, they're going down the wrong path when they're trying to defund police and do away with police and let social workers handle those situations that they're not trained to do.
Absolutely. I'm telling you.
Very scary.
We're going to take our last break, come back, and talk about something that might put a smile on our face. We'll be right back as Sheriff Talk continues.
Gigabit Internet residential service is now available to customers of the North Alabama Electric Co-op with NAEC Fiber in Jackson and Marshall County. Residential gig service is now available for only $79.95. Call today to have your gig service installed at 256-437-5000. High-speed fiber residential gig internet service now available to customers of the North Alabama Electric Co-op with NAEC Fiber. Business and commercial customers can get gig service too. Call for pricing 256-437-5000. Gig service from North Alabama Electric Co-op. 256-437-5000.
Hey, Kevin, you thinking about retirement?
Of course I've thought about it, but there's all this stuff in the way.
Oh, you're not kidding.
The house, the kids are going to college.
My new car.
Car? You bought a new car?
Oh, hey, you should meet my friend Avo. Avo's a retirement coach. He'll help get you started.
But what does Avo tell you to do?
You don't know? Focus on your future. Your goals can still be met.
But how?
Target your tomorrow. and use the Avo bet.
You sing?
Not really. A is for taking action. Start off with a plan.
You built these letters?
Yep. V is for variety. There's so many ways you can.
I follow you.
Come on. O's for optimize savings.
Let Avo lead the way.
Visit aceyourretirement.org today.
Nice sign.
Thanks, I made it myself.
Cool.
When you or a loved one is facing a life-limiting illness, hospice care may be the answer. At Tapestry Hospice, the patient is the focus of our care. We're here to serve you and facilitate your wishes. Tapestry caregivers are concerned with managing your pain, keeping you in touch with your physician, and helping you make plans for the future. Hospice is life-affirming, and Tapestry Hospice can help you deal with all aspects of life, mind, body, and soul. Call Tapestry Hospice for more information. 706-383-8812. That's 706-383-8812. Tapestry Hospice. Redefining hope. When you need a licensed plumber, call Stacy Ledwell and the staff at Mr. Rooter in Scottsboro. Mr. Rooter provides your home or business with advanced solutions using high-tech equipment. Our commitment to customer satisfaction shines through in our personalized service. When you schedule an appointment, our professionals will dedicate time to explain the work that has to be done. Our staff will give you upfront pricing, so you'll know exactly what's involved before any work begins. We even pump septic tanks and do new construction on houses. Fully licensed, bonded, and insured, Mr. Rooter in Scottsboro. Call Stacy Ledwell today to set up an appointment at 256-574-4710.
Back to Sheriff Talk here on KWN, and we always try to end on a good uplifting note. So how about live sports?
Oh, can't wait.
Thursday night, I think Washington and New York. I think the Yankees and Washington is playing the opening game.
It's Washington. It's not the Sentinels. What is it?
Nationals.
Nationals.
Yeah.
They're going to have Dr. Fauci. What is it? Is that
Fauci.
Fauci.
Excuse me. Yeah. Evidently, he's a big Washington National because his mask is Washington National.
I did not know
and
that.
I think that's why they asked him to
throw out the first
because he's been.
Oh, he's going to throw out the first pitch?
Yeah. Yeah. Rick and Bubba on the radio this morning was talking about, will he bounce it up 3 times?
I would be
to get it
terrified
played,
to throw out the first pitch.
Or will he throw a fastball and they give him a contract?
They said he was a pretty big star in basketball. And
Really?
I guess, yeah.
I would have thought in basketball because he's not a really tall guy.
Mm-mm.
But so that's going to be starting Thursday night.
I'm excited.
And then Friday afternoon, we are, of course, the radio side of us here at KWN is the home of the Braves. And we're finally going to have a live Braves game. 2:55 for the pregame Friday afternoon. First pitch is like 4:10.
I'm excited.
Taking on New York Mets and getting underway.
Good deal.
I just finally got a refund on my tickets to, not the opening day because they were sold out, but the day after.
Well, so they got
excited.
the Mets and the Braves and nobody in the stands, but
That's going to be so
the
weird
radio
to
and the
watch.
television is going to be really high.
That's going to be so strange to watch.
I went to a drag race up at Brainerd Saturday night.
Oh, really?
Saturday. First one I've been to in a while.
Which is in Georgia, actually. It's not even in Brainerd.
Right.
So, I mean, it's in Catoosa County.
Yep.
I never figured that out.
I haven't either. It's like Rock City. Chattanooga takes credit, but it's in Georgia.
Right. It's in Walker County.
It is.
Yeah. Rock City in Chattanooga, Tennessee. Nope, it's not. Now Ruby Falls is, of course, but but Rock City is actually in Georgia and in Walker County. But,
so baseball this weekend. That's
baseball
good.
coming up this weekend. You're exactly right. And another thing, they say Covenant College in Chattanooga. No, Covenant College is in Dade County.
Lookout Mountain, Georgia. Yep.
Yeah, it's in Dade. So, I guess they always try to tie in the biggest city around. I guess for notoriety purposes, or
that makes sense,
or whatever. But it's so kind of exciting for baseball to return.
Is college football going to make it this fall?
Well, I mean, so far the SEC is talking that that's going to happen. So
I hope so. I can't imagine not having college football.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, we're going to wrap things up here, and Sheriff, I guess we'll see what's going to happen, and we'll talk to everybody. We appreciate everybody being here with us, and get ready for baseball this weekend.
Sounds good.
All right. We'll see you next week for another edition of Sheriff Talk. You've been watching Sheriff Talk, live from the studios of KWN TV7, all around the tri-state area, as we give you information that you can use concerning law enforcement. Join us again next week for another episode of Sheriff Talk, a public affairs program of KWN TV7.